Welcome students, welcome to solid mechanics class. In the last lecture we have learned about the moment area method and in this lecture we are going to learn about the conjugate beam method. So the conjugate beam method is a modified form of the moment area method and may be conveniently used for finding out the slope and deflection of cantilever and simply supported beam. This method is specially useful for beams and cantilever with varying flexural rigidities. Okay, it's an this conjugate beam. It's an imaginary beam of length equal to that of the original beam and width equals to 1 by EI and the loaded with usual bending moment diagram. Okay, so the slope and deflection is then found out by these two methods given by the Morse scientist Morse. So the Morse first theorem is that the shear force at any section of the conjugate beam is equal to the slope of the elastic curve at the corresponding section of the actual beam. So if the load is W, if we consider load equals to W, then we can write that W equals to M by EI. So the shear force at section X is Sx, S suffix S, Sx is equals to integration 0 to x W dx, and this W is equals to M by EI dx. Okay, so again we know that this M by EI into dx, this equals to d2y dx2. Okay, so we can write the shear force at section X, that is Sx, is equals to integration 0 to x d2y dx2 is equals to dy dx. So that is equals to the slope. So this is the Morse first theorem. So the Morse second theorem says that the bending moment at any section of the conjugate beam is equal to the deflection of the elastic curve at the corresponding section of the actual beam. So we know that the shear force is equals to integration 0 to x M by EI dx. So we can write the bending moment is at section X is M suffix S, Mx is equals to integration 0 to x Sx shear force dx. That is equals to integration 0 to x, again integration 0 to x, that means it's a double integration M by EI dx, or Mx is equals to double integration 0 to x d2y dx2, that is equals to integration 0 to x dy dx, and after this integration we get the y, Mx equals to y is the deflection. Okay, so this is the second theorem, Morse second theorem. So this is a case 1, that is a cantilever with a point load at free end. Okay, so this is a cantilever beam AB. The point load is acted at the free end. The length of the beam is L. Okay, and this diagram is the conjugated beam diagram. So at A the bending moment is WL. Okay, at point A the bending moment is WL, and the width or thickness of this conjugated beam, we are assuming that 1 by EI. Okay, this 1 by EI is the thickness of this conjugated beam. So now, so the shear force of this conjugate beam AB at point B is SF suffix B, that is equals to minus, this minus comes due to this negative bending moment, half into WL into this length into this thickness or width of the beam. So the shear force at point B, that becomes minus WL square by 2 EI. This is the shear force, and this shear force is the this is the shear force at point B, and this shear force is the slope at point B. Okay, that is minus WL square by 2 AI. This is the slope. Okay, now to find out the deflection at point B, we have to find out the moment. So bending moment of the conjugate beam AB at B. So the bending moment of this conjugate beam at point B is nothing but minus WL square by 2 EI, this shear force, into 2L by 3. Okay, because the distance, or this shear force is acted at a distance 2/3 of the total length. Okay, so that becomes the bending moment at point B of this conjugate beam. So we get, that is minus WL cube by 3 EI, minus WL cube by 3 EI. This is a bending moment at point B, or we can say this is a deflection at point B. Okay. So this is a case 2, that is cantilever beam with UDL. So this is a cantilever beam AB of length L. The UDL is M per unit run, and this one is the diagram of the conjugate beam, where this part is the bending moment and this is the thickness of the beam, that is 1 by EI. Okay. So now the shear force of this conjugate beam AB at point B is nothing but SFB, that is equals to 1/3 into minus ml square by 2 into the total length into 1 by EI. So what we get, that is minus ml cube by 6 EI, minus ml cube by 6 EI. This is the shear force, and also this is the slope at the point B. This is the shear force as well as the slope at the point B. Now to find out the deflection at point B, so that is the bending moment of the conjugate beam AB at point B is B suffix m, that is equals to minus WL cube by 6 EI into 3/4 of the total length. So we get that is m L to the power 4 by 8 EI. So this is the bending moment, and also we can say that this is the deflection at point B, or we can write this is a deflection at point B. So this one is the deflection, slope and deflection. This one is the slope and this one is the deflection for the cantilever beam with UDL. So this one is the case 3, that is cantilever with gradually varying load. Okay, so as you can see, this is the cantilever beam AB of length L. The maximum intensity of load is M per unit length at this fixed end. Okay, and the minimum intensity of the load is 0 at point at the free end. Okay, at point B. So the conjugate beam that I have drawn the second picture, the bottom one is the conjugate beam. Okay, this is the AB beam, this is the A point, this is the B point, and the thickness of the beam is 1 by EI, this one, and the moment at point A is ml square by 6. Okay, this is the moment at point A, that is ml square by 6. So the shear force of the conjugate beam at AB at point B is SFB, that is equals to that is 1/4 into minus ml square by 6 into the length into 1 by ei. Okay, so that becomes the shear force at point B, that becomes minus m minus ml cube by 24 ei. This is a shear force at point B, or we can write uh, the shear force at point B, or we can write this one is the slope at point B. Okay, this one is the slope. So now to find out the deflection at point B, so we have to find out the bending moment. So the bending moment of the conjugate beam AB at B is simply BL, or we can write that is minus m L cube by 24 ei into 4/5 by the total 4/5. Okay, so that becomes minus m L to the power 4 by 30 ei, minus m L to the power 4 by 30 ei. Okay, so this is the bending moment at point B, or we can say this is the deflection at point B. Okay, this one is the deflection at point B. So this is the cantilever beam with gradually varying load. This one is the deflection, and this one is the slope, deflection and slope expression. Okay, so this is a case 4 where a simply supported beam is loaded with a point load at the midpoint. So the total length is L. So the load W is acted at the midpoint, that means at a distance L by 2 from one end, and at a distance L by 2 from the other end. So this one is the conjugate beam diagram. This is the bending moment. So the bending moment at the midpoint, that means suppose this point is point C. The bending moment at the point C is WL by 4. Okay, the thickness of the conjugate beam is 1 by EI. So the reaction force of this conjugate beam AB at point A, so the reaction force of this conjugate beam AB at point A is nothing but this is RA and this one is the RB. So RA is equals to half into the total length L into the height, that is WL by 4 into 1 by EI. So the total load of this conjugate beam comes from this conjugate beam diagram. So the total load of this conjugate beam diagram is, this length is L, this total length is L, this one, and this height is WL by 4 into 1 by EI. Okay, so the RA is the reaction force, so that will be the half of this total load. Okay, so that's why this is 1 by 2, so that becomes, that is WL square by 16 EI. This is the reaction force. Okay, so now the shear force or the slope at point A is theta A, that is equals to the shear force at point A, and that is equals to minus RA. So that will be minus WL square by 16 EI. This is the slope at point A. Now to find out the slope at point B is theta B, that will be shear force at point B, that is RB, and that is equals to plus WL square by 16 EI. Okay, so this one is the slope at point A, this one is the slope at point B. Since the slope at point C is 0 because it's a simply supported beam and the deflection at point C is maximum, that means the slope at point C is 0. So to find out the deflection at point C, because at point A and at point B the deflection is 0 of this simply supported beam, so to find out the deflection at point C, we have to find out the bending moment of the conjugated beam AB at point C. So the bending moment or simply moment at point C is nothing but RA into L by 2. RA is the reaction force into L by 2. The distance of the point A to C is L by 2 minus, that is the load of the other half triangle is half into the length of the other half triangle is L by 2, and the height is WL by 4 EI into the CG of the other half of the triangle, that is 1/3 of the L by 2, 1/3 of the length, half length of the triangle is L by 2. So that becomes WL square by 16 EI into L by 2 minus WL square by 96 EI. Okay, so we get that is equals to WL square by 48 EI. So this is the deflection or the bending moment at point C, or we can say the deflection at point C. Okay, so this is the expression of deflection at point C in case of simply supported beam with a central point load. Okay, this is a case 5 of simply supported beam with a point load not at the midpoint. Okay, that means the length of the beam AB, simply supported beam, is L. The W load is acted at a point, that means at a distance B from the point B and at a distance A from the point A, and this A is obviously greater than B, as you can see in this diagram, and this one is the conjugate beam diagram. Okay, so the width of the conjugate beam is 1 by EI. The midpoint load is WAB by L. Okay, the midpoint moment is WAB by L. This is the reaction force RA, this one is the reaction force RB at point B. Okay, so first we have to find out the value of the reaction force RA and RB. So now we are going to find out the reaction force for the conjugate beam. So to find out the reaction force RB for the conjugate beam AB, we are going to take taking moment about A, taking moment about A. So after taking moment about A, we get, so first one, this is the value of the load, okay, of this triangle, that is half into the base, that is A, into the height of the load is WAB by EI into L. So we the area of this triangle gives the total load, okay, into the distance. This load is acted at the CG, and the CG distance from this point A is 2/3 of small a, okay, and this one is the value of the load of this triangle, this small triangle, okay. So this is half into B is the base, this distance, into height, that is WAB by EI into L, into the distance of this load CG of this triangle to A, okay. That means this small a into this small b by 3, so that is a plus b by 3, okay. So we get RB equals to WA cube by into B, WA cube into B by 3 EI L square plus WA into B square by 2 EI L square into A plus B by 3, okay. So again, by simplifying, we get the value of RB, that becomes WAB by 6 EI L into L plus A. By simplifying this the previous equation, we get this expression, okay. So we know the total load, that means the value of RA plus RB, the reaction force of the conjugate beam, we know that is half into the total length L into the height, that is WAB by EIL. So we get WAB by 2 EI. This is RA plus RB, the value of RA plus RB, okay. So now the value of RA from this expression, we get the value of RA, that is WAB by 6 EIL into L plus B, okay. So this is the value of RA. So now we can say that the slope at point A and at point B is, since at point C, that means at the point where the load is acted, because of the deflection is maximum at that point, so the deflection, so the slope at the maximum deflection in case of simply supported beam is 0. So the slope, that means slope at point A, that is theta A, that is WAB by 6 EIL into L plus B, and the slope at point B is WAB by 6 EIL into L plus A. These are the expression of slope at the point A and at the point B. Now To find out the deflection, the bending moment of the conjugate beam at point C is m suffix c, that is equals to RB into B minus half of B into WAB by EIL into B by 3. Okay, so we can write the value of RB. We already derived the expression, that is WAB by 6EIL into L plus A into B minus this portion is WABQ by 6EIL. So by simplifying this expression, we get that is W A square B square by 3EIL. This is the moment of the conjugate beam at point C, or we can say that this is the deflection at point C of the simply supported beam. Okay, so this is the expression of deflection of the simply supported beam at point C. So in this lecture we have learned about the conjugate beam method, and we also derived the slope and deflection in case of cantilever beam and simply supported beam of different arrangements. Okay, thank you.